Hi, Sue Moore here, and today our Facebook Live is about prom stressors. Now, perhaps there aren't any prom goers in your house, but I know there are many, many, many houses that have either children or grandchildren or nieces or nephews or whatever that are going to be going to prom in the next probably, maybe a couple months. And so I was doing a little bit of research on that. And I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned. Some of it is really great. But anyway, so here we go. Hang on. And I do have a special thing for you at the very end. So stay tuned. Okay, so prom is right around the corner. And I don't know about in your house, but when my girls were going to prom, even when I was going to prom, it was always a stressor. There were so many things that needed to be taken care of, loose ends here, and who's going to do what, and who's really in charge. With the answer to that was usually nobody. But here are just a few things that I thought I would kind of take you down memory lane on. The first and the most important thing was finding a date. Now, should you ask someone or wait for someone to ask you, or what if no one asks you, or what if the person you ask says no? I mean, that in and of itself at the beginning of the whole process is known as stressor number one. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for jumping on. The second stressor is getting some kind of fabulous dress that nobody else is going to have. And I know that sounds kind of funny, but it happened to me, not at a prom, but at a very wonderful event that I was at many, many years ago. And I spent a lot of money on this dress. Who's this? Hey, Pam, nice to see you. Thanks for jumping on. It's a black knit top, and it had a kind of almost a white suede skirt and then suede cuffs. It was very Audrey Hepburnish. Go into the party, and there's somebody there with the exact same dress on. At first, I was a little bit hacked. And then I thought, no, I was an adult though at this time, like in my early 30s. Anyway, so I finally went up to her and said, "Say, you've got great taste in clothes." So it just kind of took all the worry out of being close. But one of the things I learned in my research of this is that there are some stores who have some kind of a database that they can put your name and the number, I guess, of the dress that you bought and the high school that you're in, so that anybody else going into that particular store would not be buying the same dress you've got. And I thought, well, that's pretty nice. Technology has kind of advanced over the years. But that's always a stressor. It's got to be strapless or long, short, whatever it is. It's always a stressor. So that's the second stressor. The third stressor is who pays for the ticket. Now, do you pay for your own ticket, or should your date pay for your ticket? Or should you pay for both tickets? Or I got one. How about your parents pay for both of them? I think that's a great idea. That's stressor number 3. And then stressor number 4 is, now it's getting really complicated. I remember doing this with my younger daughter. Figuring out whose house you're going to and who's going to be there when you're taking the pictures. And then who you're standing next to, okay? And I mean, I think friendships have been lost over this. Well, I don't like that guy, and I don't like that girl, and she was mean to me the other day. All that kind of stuff goes on, so you got to do that. Okay, and then let's see. As I said, that can end a friendship. And the last thing, not the last thing. The next thing is the limo. Now you've got 42,000 people taking the pictures. And they cannot all get into one limo. So now you've got another decision. Who's going to go in what limo? And let's just say the limo is going to carry, let's just say 12 couples. So you've got 12 couples, and you want to be with that friend, but that friend's date doesn't like your date. And so it's all of this. Well, they said, he said, she said, whatnot. Hey, Gloria, nice to see you. Thanks for coming on. Kristen, nice to see you too. And then here's the other thing about limos. That is not an inexpensive deal. It is expensive. So who pays for that? Now, I think that stressor is taken care of by just dividing it by the number of kids that are there, so that everybody is paying for their own ride, hopefully. But okay, so then, see, that was number 5. Number 6 is, well, then there's the whole thing about planning for the after prom party. That's the part that I always worried about when my kids were going to prom. the after prom party, and then you've got, oh, you know, well, you're lily white, so you need to be spray tanned. And then you're trying to get out of school early so you can go get your hair done. And so when you put all of those things together, that's, you know, could be the sixth stressor. And then here's what happens. The day before or the day of, guess what pops out on your face? Pimples! Because you've been carrying around all of these stressors, getting a date, getting the perfect dress, who's going to buy the ticket, where and with whom are you taking pictures, then trying to get the spray tanning right and the hair right and all that, and eventually your body just says, that's enough, poof, I'm gonna. And that's something that I can talk about, acne. It's kind of a long about way to say that. So all I can say is this. If you are a parent or have a friend or a grandparent or an aunt, an uncle or whatever, and you have somebody in your family that's going to prom this year, and you are concerned about acne, and actually it goes back to the very first thing I said is finding a date. That's, I think, where the biggest stressor comes into play. Because if you've got acne, then it's the self-esteem issues that are there. It's, will people like me? It's, I'm embarrassed, those kinds of things. So that's really the very first stressor. And so all of that to say, if you private message me, I have a solution for you. And I'll be happy to send you information on it if you private message me after this, and you can decide what it is you'd like to do. But I've got a solution that will work probably, maybe almost instantly, but for sure between now and the time prom really comes. So I want to make this video real quick. I'll probably do another one on the same subject later on. Hey Sherry, how are you? And because it's such an important thing for our kids and our grandchildren, how they feel about themselves. And then when you add on top of that, probably next to homecoming, the biggest dance of the year, and whether or not they're going to be included. And it just breaks my heart when, and this is not just a girl's thing, this is a guy thing too. I saw a video of a gal last week, and she, I think, was 16 or 17 years old, and she was telling her story about always wanted to wear a backless dress, but she never could because her acne was, her back was just full of acne, and in her arms. And anyway, so she was able to find something that was going to take care of it for her, so I was glad. But I mean, I had a hard time watching the video, you know. I mean, my heart just breaks for what happens to someone's self-esteem. So that's the purpose of this video. I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, please like and share. And thank you guys for jumping on. I appreciate it. And if you want that information about how we can take care of acne, just private message me. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye. Oops, let me get that.